Hey, what's up, everyone? Can you hear me okay? Let me just post this in the Discord real quick. What's up, Woody? All right, so we have about 70 submissions, I think, which might take a minute to go through all of them. Hey, Freaky Waves, how's it going? So my plan for today is I'll listen to all the Peaceful Winter submissions once through. If there wasn't a demo submitted, I'll just, poke through the Vital Preset a little bit. And then I'll pick a few favorites and then look at those in more detail. Pick a winner, and then we'll move on to this section and do the same thing. So yeah, let's do it. How's it going, Alias Audio, Melissa Onyx, Juan Pablo? What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great day so far. Flame Floor, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's take it from the top. I'm just getting my feedback real quick on each one. And yeah, pick a few favorites. Go back through those and decide a winner. Let's do it. Yeah, I like that one a lot. So shout out to Neko. I think it's really cool. My only complaint is that it doesn't really feel to me like it fits the winter theme a ton, but it's a really cool usable sound. And also, maybe something's going on with the low mids there, like a little too much. I think this is more of a higher end sound, so high passing it maybe would have been a good idea, but really cool. Next up, we got Alias Audio. This is crazy, what? I don't even know what to say about that. That was just so cool. Definitely fits the theme. Yeah, overall, like really cool sound. This section here where you had that little bell thing, I'm guessing it's all just one patch, right? Yeah, it's that. An oscillator somewhere doing that. Yeah, amazing work with that. I love it. I love it. Next up, we got Stormium. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of bell sounds like this. My only complaint is that it feels a little harsh to me. I think you use a downsample filter on it somewhere. It's a little too much for me at sometimes. Just like a little harsh in the ears, you know? I love the sound though, so nice work with that. Next up, we got ePixel. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, so for the patch, you aren't supposed to use any drums like the demo, but I'll let it slide. I like that little LFO you got going. It's really interesting. Going through the phaser filter. I like it, I like it. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'd like to see a little bit more going on maybe. Like some more movement with the sounds. Maybe some macros here. But I'm a fan, I'm a fan. All right, next up we got Virog. Just going up the scale there. I respect it though. Yeah, again, I don't really have much to say about this one. It's a cool little bell sound. Would like to see a little bit more maybe. But definitely has a place in the pack. All right. Calm Pandemic up next. Yeah, I love all the movement with this. The thing you're doing with the little resonant sweeps on the noise, super cool. I'm not sure if it really makes me think of like peaceful winter, but for sure, a really cool sound. I've never thought of doing it like this. Yeah, I like what you did. Lots of modulations. Feels very full. Next up, we got Chocolate. I like the melody and chords you're playing a lot. To me, this feels a little bit heavy in the mid-range. In terms of the preset, like mids, low mids, a little bit too much for me. So maybe an EQ cut there. I like the distortion, I like the effects. Overall, pretty solid. All right, next up we got Linksy, who didn't submit a demo, so I'm just gonna find it in the pack. And we'll poke around with it. Oh, unfortunately, I'm not sure I can include this one because you used the ESW tables, and in the rules we said that no third-party tables. I'll still give my feedback and everything, but unfortunately just for like legal reasons. I know like the ESW ones, technically you can like commercially use them or whatever, but it's a really blurry line and I just don't want to mess around with it. So I'm sorry about that. But if you want to resubmit this to me using just the basic shapes, I'll for sure try to throw it in. I like this macro. What's the thing? Oh, it's the smoothing on the LFO. Why is it doing that? Oh, so it's just like turns it flat. Yeah, I really like the sound. So if you do want to remake it using just the factory tables, I'll make sure to put it in the pack. So I'm sorry about that, but unfortunately I can't include it. All right, next up we got Ismahilo. Yeah, so again, you can't really use drums in the demo, or you're not supposed to. That's what I said in the rules at least, but it's okay. I'll let it pass. I Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this one. I like it. I think it's a little bit on the simple side. Definitely very usable though. So nice work with this. I'd like to see something like with the noise, maybe some filters. I feel like there was a lot of room to play around with like compressor, delay, distortion to take it to the next level, you know? But overall, I like it. So nice work. All right, next up we got Woody. Cold chords. Whoa, that's really cool. Oh, I love the release pitch bend. I didn't think anyone else did that. I'm a huge fan of this. I love this. This one isn't so great. What are you talking about? This is amazing. Definitely in the top 3 I've heard so far. It's very full sounds. I love the modulation on the pitch, especially. Using the release right like that is really creative. Just basic shapes. Again, really impressive that you managed to pull it off. I like the LFO on the filter. EQ wise, sounds pretty good to me. The only thing I'd say is maybe just take out the lows like that because there was some just random clutter down there I saw. And also, every few notes, I'm getting that sort of snappy thing on the attack where it cuts off, like the DC offset. Yeah, I love it. Nice work, man. All right, next up, we got Skeege with Crystal Snowdrifts. Yeah, all around amazing. I pretty much have nothing negative to say about this one. I just want to take a look at it. Skeege, where are you? The preset itself feels a little bit quiet to me. I think, yeah, maybe turning it up a bit here. I can just do that for the pack. It's not a big deal. Ooh, that's really cool. The little pitch bend there. Is that from the random, or do you have an LFO for that? LFO 1. I'm trying to figure out what that's coming from. I guess as the other oscillators fade out, it becomes more noticeable. That's a really unique touch though. I love that. Oh, that sounds so cool. Yeah, amazing work with this. Maybe some macros in the future to give, you know, people, when you're putting a preset in a pack like this, it's nice to have some easy to access tweakability. So adding a few macros here would definitely be the move. But great sounds. I'm a big fan of this one. Okay, next up we got Sonic Spore. This one is insane. What? This is one of the fullest sounding pads I've heard, I think. I didn't even know Vital could make pads like that. Really good use of the chorus like this, just getting that filter with the pan going like that. Yeah, this is amazing. I don't know what to say about this. I think you nailed what you're going for. Really solid all around, so amazing work, Sonic Spore. Alright, next up we got Bird Tattoo, aka Flame Floor. Let's hear it. Yeah, so I'm always a fan of sequence patches, and I think you did a really good job with this one. My complaint though is I feel like the kick is almost unnecessary. I feel like it takes away from the sound a little bit. I think without it, I'd be able to, you know, get a feel for it much more. I just want to hear what this sounds like by itself. Yeah, it's cool. I think you could have done this in an oscillator though, with just white noise to like a resonant filter maybe. But I like the sound. Again, I think the kick is my least favorite part of it. But overall, yeah, I love the vibe. Next up, we got Helix Arias with Frozen Impulse. Yeah, so I think there was a different sound that was like a little bit less extreme, but this one is really harsh in the high end. So definitely cut that out next time. I might even just put an EQ on this because I do want to include it in the pack. I really like it overall. The high end is very distracting for me. Hurts my ears a little bit. And I like the chords you're playing a lot. I can't get past that high end. All right, next up we got DC with Frozen Saxophone. Oh yeah, again, sorry. I can't include the ones that use the ESW tables, guys. I need to just make that a very like clear rule for the next one. I know I said no like external wavetables, but that includes the ESW ones. Even though they are technically commercially available or whatever, I just really don't want to mess around with that because you can get into trouble with things like that, especially when you're selling your own packs. So for me at least, I think it's better just not to mess around with it. So if you want to resubmit this to me, not using the ESW tables, again, I feel like these are pretty easy to swap out for just the factory ones. Make sure to send that my way and I'll include it in the pack. So sorry about that. Next up, we got Freaky Waves. Yeah, that's an interesting transition there. All right, yeah, I think I get a feel for it. I really like the sound. My main complaint is that it feels a little bit unnerving almost. Like I wouldn't really think of this as peaceful winter. I feel like if you submitted this for the dark winter one, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that fits a lot more. There was also one other thing I noticed that like around here, I think some like clicking. I'm not sure if that's intentional. The phaser really well, the comb filters really well. It's really impressive that you did this all with 2 saws and a white noise as your only oscillators. So great work with this one. I like it a lot. All right, next up we got Night Night. Didn't submit a demo, so I'm just gonna take a look at the preset itself. Ooh, I like it. That's a really cool macro. What is it on? Is the chorus doing that? And FM. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, is that just an octave apart? Or is it just not catching the... I never realized that this would still keep it in tune. I always thought that inverting the comb filter would put it out of tune, but it sounds fine to me. Yeah, so like I said many times before, I'm a big fan of the bell sounds like this. I think you really nailed the attack of it, which is really hard to do in bell sounds. So a lot of the time, I feel like getting that sort of like punchy marimba-like attack, especially with just like 2 sine waves and a comb filter, can be a bit of a challenge. So great work with that. Yeah, great sound overall. I think this is perfect for the pack. Nice job. All right, next up we got the siphon filter. Again, no demo, so I'm gonna have to find it in here. Oh, that's... I think it's just way too high up. So I would recommend doing something like this, you know. Yeah, now it's really cool. Yeah, I love it. It's a little bit on the simple side for me, you know, after hearing the pads from Sonic Spore, and I think there have been some other ones that are crazy. I think having a couple more oscillators going, giving it some movement, would help fill it out a lot. I think there's a lot of room in the effects here, with a phaser maybe, compressor, chorus, just to give it some modulation and a little bit more movement, like I said before. But overall, a cool, really cool sound. And again, I would just recommend, you know, transposing it down before so I don't hurt everyone's ears like that. So great work, Siphon Filter. Next up, we got Anai Kumar Chareja. Sorry, I know I said that wrong, so my apologies. Yeah, so it's really cool. I love the sequences like this. I love the rhythm. The effects you're doing to get the wind sounding like that. I'm guessing it's a bandpass filter on some white noise. I really like the background textures of it. I'm not as big a fan of the main sound itself, the little pluck thing. I think almost just making this an FX patch and muting whatever that main oscillator is would make it a little bit more usable. But there are some really cool elements to this, so nice job. Next up, Andrew Reeds. Yeah, so it's a simple sound, which there's nothing wrong with. I think it's very usable. I like the velocity control you got going. I do think there was some more room to, add some ear candy or something with the noise oscillator, maybe your oscillator 3 here. Yeah, but overall a very solid, very usable sound, so nice work, Andrew Reeds. Next up we got Odinus with Snowfall. Yeah, so I see what you're going for here, and I think it fits the theme perfectly. As for the sound itself, I think there could be a little bit of tweaking to really polish it up. Something about the mid-range to me, it sounds like you have some very resonant peaks going into a distortion, which create those nasty harmonics in some places. Like, I'm guessing this is going through a soft clip or hard clip distortion. Let's take a look. Odinus. Oh, it's not interesting. What's the distortion coming from? Is it this? Oh, I think it's the filter distortion. Oh, I think it's the formant as well. Yeah, so I think for this sound, if it was me making it, I probably would not use the formant filter, because sometimes it does do that. The peaks create some of those sort of nasty overtones like that. And also I'm noticing on the attack of it, there's that weird noise that's getting emphasized by the chorus and reverb. So maybe just a little bit like this. Or you could even set up an envelope like this and then drop it on chorus mix, reverb mix, or delay it maybe. And for the most part, it helps with it. But I do like the sound. I like how you used it. Overall, I think it's really cool, and I think it'll be a great sound in the pack. All right, next up we got Daryl. This is so cool. What? I need to see what you did for this because I have no idea how I'd go about making something like that, if I'm being honest. Oh, you got a macro for it, sax mode. Oh, it's FM. Yeah, this is amazing. I also think it sounds really cool somewhere in the middle, like around here. No, there's no ESW. This is all factory. Yeah, really amazing work with this, Daryl. One of the front runners for sure. I think overall, pretty much everything about it is really creative. The way you use the comb filter, how this insane macro that turns it from a flute into a saxophone. I love the top end bell thing you got going on here. Really nice work. Thanks for submitting that. All right, next up we got Jenna. I think there are some really cool parts to this. But for me, it's too much. Like there's too much going on. I can't really focus on any one bit of it. I think maybe simplifying a bit, like picking one main oscillator and then having, you know, the other oscillators and effects there to support it rather than doing their own thing could really help, you know, unify your idea a little bit. But you're clearly very good at this, and I think it's a really cool sound. Just maybe simplify it a little bit next time. So nice work, Jenna. Thanks for submitting. Okay, we got Lone Samurai. Yeah, that's really interesting. I like that might be from distortion or intermodulation or something. Like that section here where it sounds like an LFO almost on it. I do think maybe some like reverb or delay. I'm guessing you have a little bit, but it doesn't feel very polished to me. I really like the notes and chords, the melody you have going there. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, so I think it's from the distortion. If I just hit like a bunch of keys at once. Oh, it might be. Wait, what is this oscillator doing? Just trying to understand this. Oh, it's pretty much just quiet. It's a sine. Oh, it's unison on the sine wave that's doing it. Yeah, so I think I like your demo a lot more than the sound itself. I think you did a really good job of presenting it. But this oscillator doesn't really seem to be doing anything. And generally, unison on a sine wave isn't the smartest thing to do because you can get some weird stereo stuff like someone mentioned. But definitely a usable sound. I just think polishing it up a little bit maybe, or having an oscillator that's dedicated to unison so you can keep it in control. Because when your main sound source is a sine wave and you have unison on it, you get to some weird phase stuff, which I kind of do like in this situation. But generally something you want to avoid. So thanks for submitting, Lone Samurai. Next up, we got 5 more minutes. Okay, this one's already insane. Sorry, I just had to say that. What on earth? That is so cool. I need to see what you did here. Thank goodness, no ESW tables. I was so worried because I did not want to have to disqualify one like this. Yeah, this is amazing. Really nice work. The modulation is all great. I love what you're doing here with Filter 2. It's very clear you know what you're doing. Good EQing. Again, rather than just doing like the low shelf, what you can do is just this. You know, it's a little bit more effective, but very, very minor. Yeah, all the effects sound great. Maybe add some macros, but that's all I can think of. This is an amazing sound. So great work. 5 more minutes. I love that. Next up, the Math Maniac with Northern Lights. Yeah, cool. Keeping it simple with the demo, but it's a great sound from what I can hear so far. I really like your approach to sound design from your submissions from the previous packs also. How you have that sort of main sound and then it like turns into a pad, you know? I think it's really creative. Yeah, overall very usable. I think you did an amazing job with, you know, making it feel full and giving it a lot of interest with all the modulation. Like, I love those little stereo bells you have going. I think maybe some things with the filters or like a phaser could really take it over the top. I feel like there's some more room, you know, just to really push it to the next level. But I'm a big fan of this, and I think it's an amazing addition to the pack. So thank you for submitting. Shout out to the Math Maniac. All right, Potato Girl with One Note Christmas. Oh, that is really cool. love your notes and arrangement there. I just want to take a look at the preset itself. I really enjoy those sort of lo-fi sounds with the pitch drift thing going on, which, yeah, you did here. Oh, you have the transpose on. Interesting. Oh, it's a melody. It's built into the patch. So I love the sound itself, and I love the melody you have built in. My complaint, though, is that someone else using this sound wouldn't be able to, make their own melody with it, because it has this one pre-programmed melody into it. So I think maybe like setting up a macro that disables the sequence, because again, the sequence is cool, but I would just love to use this as its own individual sound, because I play a single note and it's just like chords. It's really hard for me to do anything with this except play the melody you already have. So on the sound design level, this is amazing, but I feel like in terms of putting it into a pack, it'll be very hard for someone else to use. But great work on this. It's very clear you're good at this. That's just my advice for next time. Maybe add some macros and a macro to disable this sequence so other people can use it. All right, next up we got Rayan. Yeah, I like it. Very nice sounding pad. I'm a huge fan of this. I think this is a very good and usable pad. To me, it's just not quite on the level of some of the other pads we've heard from people like Sonic Spore. That's just the one off the top of my head. I think some more modulation on some of these oscillators. Again, my advice for pads is, to have that one main oscillator carrying the sound sort of, and then have the other one supporting it, but doing some ear candy stuff, keeping it interesting. And to me here, it kind of sounds like all the oscillators are doing the same thing. Adding some warp modes maybe, or like even just some like transpose on the pitch with like an LFO going here, I think could really help push this sound forward. But on its own, I think this is a great sound and there's nothing wrong with it. So great work, Rayan. Thank you for submitting. And next up, we got Millisonics, who submitted a video, per usual. He set a very high bar for himself, so let's check this out. Millisonics, you're so good at this graphic design stuff. It blows my mind. It almost distracts me from the sound because it's so cool. The rotating planet and all the light. You can get like the smoke down here. Yeah, Melisonics is pretty good at this, in case you couldn't tell. Ooh. I love those stereo, like LFO effects you have going. Again, it's mind-blowing to me that this is just one patch. Everyone says Melisonics is just showing off. Well, it's only the third contest he's done this, right? Oh, that's so cool. The sine wave there. The pitch bends. I love that. I love that so much. Another opportunity came for me to design new interesting sounds along with you guys. I'm privileged to be a small part of Jazz and Sound's sound design team. Such talented people, of course, they could only provide excellent sounds for an excellent instrument, the Vital VST. Huge thank you to Matt Teitel, to Jazzin, and of course my wonderful supportive wife, Lydia. Oh, thank you, Melisonics. We are happy to have you here as well. You've contributed so much to the Discord at this point. To really appreciate all that you've put into this community. And I don't, like, what am I supposed to say after that? I want to take a look at it for sure. I'm guessing you use like every single possible, oh my, like look at this. I just have to see, how many did you do? Every single one. Oh, you're missing one. You had one left over. Yeah, this is incredible, really. I think the mixing on it is great. I have no complaints. There's nothing harsh that feels like it's standing out. It's a very interesting sound. You know, there's always something going on. I love the little ear candy things you have going. And I know in the past I was telling people with their pads, you know, you have to add these like extra little interesting things to keep it going. And I think this is the perfect example. You know, there's always something new going on. Like I can hold down a chord for probably like 10 minutes and it'll stay interesting playing this patch. My one thing I will say is that I think it reminds me more of space than winter. It makes me feel like there are definitely some winter-like elements to it. But yeah, amazing work, Melisonics. Like always, thank you so much for participating in another contest. So thank you so much. Great work. Next up, we got Alistair. Very lush. Yeah, I think the fact that you can make something that even holds up a little bit after listening to Melisonics preset is impressive in and of itself. I'm impressed that there's no noise going on here. Listening to this without looking, I would almost definitely think there was a noise oscillator going. I do like the stereo effects, and I think you do generally a pretty good job of keeping it interesting. Yeah, my favorite part of it is like the stereo panning for sure. I like how you have that one oscillator off on the right and the other oscillator focused in the middle and then one off to the left. I think that's very creative. Doesn't feel too harsh to me or anything. I do think there are times when the release cuts out and it creates that sort of weird effect with the chorus and reverb like that. So I think maybe just cranking the release up a little bit. Oh, you have a macro for it. Wait. Oh yeah, so. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, so I like every part of this, except the one thing I will say is for the pad part, I think having the release a little bit longer is the one minor thing I would change, but great work. Amazing sound. Thank you for submitting that. Next up, we got Zach Z with Retro 80 Violin. Retro 80s Violin, sorry. Yeah, so keeping it pretty simple on the preview, just one note. Let's take a look. So I think this is the perfect example of what I was just talking about with the pad sounds that Millisonics did such a good job of doing, where you have to keep it interesting, right? Because I hit this and it's cool at first, but after about a second or two, I'm waiting for something else to happen, you know? It starts to feel very stagnant. So my advice would be, like I've said so many times in this live stream, is to add some more modulations, you know? Maybe a phaser, or like a chorus with doing like some cool thing like this. Another oscillator maybe. But overall, I do like the sound, and I think there will definitely be people that find a good use for it. So thank you for submitting, Zax. And next up, we got Lisa. I love those sweeps, however you're doing that. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, that ending there was my favorite section. So off the top, I think you're clearly very good at sound design and your preset shows it. To me, I'm not sure if it really felt peaceful, you know? I think there were times where the downsample you're using got a little bit too harsh for me. Yeah, I think it's a really cool sound. You keep it interesting. It doesn't get boring at all. It starts to feel a little bit like if I'm just playing like a basic like chord in the middle of the register, you know, it feels like almost too cluttered to me. Just like a lot of frequencies being crammed into the mid-range there. But overall, an amazing sound. So nice work, Lisa. Thank you so much for submitting. Next up, we got Mioseg. I love this. I feel like it's something you'd hear in like an 8-bit video game. I'm not sure if it makes me think of snow, but it's a really cool sound. Yeah, so I think in terms of what you're going for, you nailed it. Just to me, this isn't the most like snow-like or winter-themed sound. It almost sounds like you used a comb filter or something. Oh, this is key track. Let me hear. Oh, there is a comb filter. I was gonna say because it gets muted, but yeah, I like it. Again, it just doesn't really feel. Oh, you even have a NES macro. I didn't even noticed that. It just doesn't feel like a winter theme sound to me, but I really like it as a sound itself. So thank you for submitting, Mioseg. Next up, we got Friction. We're coming to the end of the peaceful winter section. Whoa. It's like a hardstyle synth or something. Or like old school trance. So in terms of the sound itself, I think high passing it would be a good idea to start. You do get some muddy low frequencies like that. And I really don't feel like this fits the peaceful winter category. But I do like the sound. I'm not sure if it's right for this pack, you know? But I do think it's a cool sound. Maybe in like a trance pack or a hardstyle pack or something like that. It does sound very like harmonically rich, you know? All right, next up we got AAW Sounds. So I like the timbre of it. I feel like the sound itself is really interesting, but there were some notes in there that sounded out of key to me. And it kind of threw me a little bit with the demo. I want to see if that's part of the preset or just how you arranged it. Okay, it's just the arrangement. Yeah, I like the sound much more by itself, honestly. Oh, we do have an ESW wavetable though. How much will we miss it if I just mute it? Oh, it's not doing that much. So I really want to put this in the pack. I might just mute that one. But I do like the sound a lot. I love the movement you got going. I like the rhythm when you hold it down. The gate going is really interesting. Maybe high pass it. And I see you're trying to take out some of those highs, but it still does feel a tiny bit harsh to me. Like I'm not sure exactly what that. Oh, I think it's the harmonic series. Or maybe not. Yeah, something's going on there with the high end, so maybe even just like this. Right? So yeah, I like the sound. I love the delay especially. I think it's really cool. Feels winter themed to me, so great work. AAW sounds. I'm just gonna have to mute that one oscillator so I can put it in the pack. All right, and we have Redacted with Voices Gelede. I really like the volume automation. I'm not sure if it's a volume automation, but some sort of modulation going there. Could even be just intermodulation from some of the lower notes, but it feels interesting to me. My main complaint with the sound is with the mixing of the sound itself. It feels a little heavy to me in like the low mids. It might just be how you arranged it. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, you're getting these peaks here. They'll just stand way out above the rest of the sound, and to me, that's a little bit distracting. I think softening it up, maybe doing, yeah, so you're boosting this. I feel like cutting it would be the move. But I do like the sound, and like I said, a lot of pads, they feel like they get boring. And even though there's not a lot going on here, it still stays interesting to me. There's like somewhere they're going, there's like a really fast LFO or random. Maybe it's from the unison. I think it's actually from the unison here. Here? What's causing it to cycle like that? I don't know. Something to do with the phase maybe in the unison? I'm not sure. I like the sound though, so it's a nice job. I would just advise to do a mid cut to get rid of some of those really resonant high end. Yeah, Elias says you have something there, just needs more polish. I completely agree. I think it's really cool sound. Just maybe adding a little bit more, cleaning it up with the EQ could push it to the next level. All right, RK up next. Yeah, so this sounds really cool to me. I was expecting it to go a different direction with that chord progression. But I think the sound itself is really interesting. So let's take a look at it. It's very, very relaxing, very peaceful. So good job with that. I feel like this would be perfect for like a lo-fi kind of song. Oh, there's Aiden. How's it going, Aiden? This is your kind of patch right here. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think the timbre of it is great. Maybe doing something with the pitch, you know, to really embrace that lo-fi feeling. Yeah, it doesn't look like you have anything. Just even something as simple as, you know, or oops, wrong one. Something like this, you know? Not so extreme. Yeah, but I like it a lot. So nice job. Good work, RK. Next up, we got Vibing Thief with Warmer the Sound, Warmer the Winter. Yeah, so unfortunately, we're already like an hour and 10 minutes and we haven't gotten to the second part, so I can't really listen to the whole thing start to finish, so my apologies. I do like the sound though, and I will take a look at it. Yeah, so again, my my main complaint with these pad sounds, do something to keep it interesting because I hit the chord and it's cool, but then nothing really happens, you know? And I see a lot of oscillators open, you have a lot of effects open. I think there definitely was some room here to, you know, add that polish, add that ear candy, and take it to the next level. But overall, a very good sound. And I think I'm definitely gonna put it in the pack. So nice job, Vibing Thief. Thank you for submitting. Next up, we got Complexity. Yeah, so to me, this feels like a Dark Winter sound. I think it's just because of how you arranged it. There's like one little like note you put in there that's very spooky. Yeah, it's like right here. It takes the vibe in a different direction. But let me poke around in it real quick. It is really cool. I love the modulations and the whole thing you have going there as it slowly speeds up. Ooh, lots of effects. It does feel heavy to me on the lows, low mids. I'm seeing you didn't make use of the EQ, which I think, you know, maybe something like this. A little bit of a mid cut. Well, I can't do the scroll thing because there's too many effects, but maybe even higher low cut. Not that high. I think honestly, I'm gonna include this in the Dark Winter, but I do like the sound a lot. So nice work, Complexity. Thank you for submitting. And next up, we got Nico with Winter Lights. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah, so sorry I can't listen to the whole demo. We just don't have time today. But let me see what you did here. Yeah, I like the patch a lot more than the arrangement of it. I love how those oscillators come in and fill the chord out. That's really creative. I haven't heard a lot of people do that before. I would like to hear more high end. I think maybe using like a multi-band compressor here could have been really cool. And then just taking it up a bit on the EQ. We're getting some clicks. So I don't know the patch. We probably like from here. Let's fix it real quick. Yeah, I think that would, to me, that really pushes it to the next level. But I like it. I like it a lot. I think you did a good job with it. So nice job, Nico. Thank you for submitting. Next up here, we got Zelox with Winter Block. I love this little song you made. Yeah, that's really nice. I love the velocity. I really could hear that in the patch. So you did a very good job programming that. Sounds like a Caribbean sound. Yeah, I agree. I forgot the name of that specific instrument, but there's like a Caribbean bell sound that sounds a lot like it. So my advice for bell sounds is to use like the phaser filter or like a comb filter or something to give it those upper harmonics. Because to me, I think you nailed the noise section of it. It just feels like it's missing some of those higher harmonics to me. Maybe something like, I don't know, there's actually not really oscillators to do it. But it's a very cool sound and I like it a lot. I think the velocity is great. Let me check out the mod wheel. It's like reverb or release or something. Yeah, nice work. Thanks for submitting, Zelox. I like it. Definitely going in the pack. Thank you. Next up, or last in this section, actually. Last but not least, Davis K with Winter Solstice. Ooh. Yeah, so really nice work. I don't have much to say about that at all. I feel like under normal circumstances, I would listen to that and be like, oh yeah, that's going to win for sure. But there's so many insane sounds here that I can't see that one winning, unfortunately. But I think it is really cool. Maybe some more macros. It does start to get very cluttered. It's like something with the release. I don't know why it's going for so long. The reverb time is only 1 second. Oh, it's the delay, I'm guessing. Yeah, maybe I think the delay feedback's a little bit much for me. But this is a great sound. You nailed the vibe. I think it's perfect for this pack. So thank you so much for submitting, Davis K. And with that, we're narrowed down to our final few. So for me, my top ones that I'm going to go over again were Alias, Woody, Skeege, Sonic Spore, Daryl, 5 More Minutes, and Millisonics. Those are my favorite, like 7 or 5, I don't know. So I'm going to listen to those again, really take a look at them, and then make my final top 3 for the Peaceful Winter. So let's start again with Alias Audio. I think your arrangement is great. I love the chords you're doing. Let's check out the patch. Maybe a little bit more high ends if I'm being really nitpicky. I think you nailed the vibe though. It definitely makes me think of Peaceful Winter or something like that. Very usable sound. Really nice work with this. So shout out to Alias Audio. This is amazing. Next up, we got Woody. This one's only the preset, no demo. So I think the beginning and ending of the sound is really interesting, but there's a section there in the middle where all that's going is sort of that like noise LFO thing. And I think there's a lot of bend modes here left untouched that could really have maybe like taken it that extra, like, you know, like 2%. And as much as I love that really interesting thing you're doing with the release there with the pitch drops, I think having a macro to disable it would be useful because you have an unused macro here. I think making it like an optional part of the sound just might make it a little bit more user friendly because I'm not sure in every single situation you'd be using this, you'd want it to have that pitch drop off. But it really is an incredible sound. So thank you so much for submitting, Woody. All right, and then next up on the list, I got Skeege here. They added in FL that thing where you can select multiple playlist tracks. It's very full. You did a great job of making the sound feel like it's playing, you know, like 10 sounds at once, right? I feel like this is a very cinematic one. We really putting like some like movie battle scene. It's almost like a horn. Yeah, really nice work with this. You know, the reverb is a lot for me, maybe a little bit less. But that really changes it. Yeah, I think some macro, some more modulation would help for me to really bring this one over the top. But an amazing sound. So really nice work with this, Skeej. Thank you so much for submitting. And next up here, Sonic Spore. And I remember this one as being crazy. I can find it. Just notice how interesting that stays. Like I was hitting one chord for like it just stays so interesting. There's so much going on. It does not get boring at all. This is one of the coolest pads I've ever heard, honestly. Wow. Really amazing work. I honestly, there's nothing I would change about this. I think you're probably better than I am. So amazing work with this Sonic Sport. I think this is going to be in the top 3 for sure. Thank you so much for submitting. Incredible sound. All right, next up, I want to listen to Daryl's again. Yeah, really, really cool. I think I went over this one a lot earlier. The flute saxophone one. I'll take another look at it though. This is really interesting. The stereo on the low pass, or high pass rather. I love that high end part you have going. I think this oscillator here. That really makes a sound for me. Yeah, again, I don't really have anything more to say about this. I think you did an amazing job, Daryl. Thank you so much for submitting. I really do love that one. All right. And then the last two I wanted to take a look at were 5 More Minutes and Millisonic. So let's check out 5 More Minutes again. I think this one and Millisonics are definitely the top 2 for me. I don't even know what to say about this. Again, one of the craziest things I've ever heard in the synth. No macros though. The little stereo noise thing you have going, everything about this is so cool to me. Yeah, seriously, you nailed this. And like I said, I think just adding a few macros would complete the picture for me, but really amazing work with this one. I think your demo's amazing too. And then Millisonics, per usual. Let's take a look at the patch. There's just so many little things going on. This is really next level. Oh, it's boosting the resonance? I was wondering how you did that. Yeah, I think in terms of sound design in the preset itself, this one would win for sure. But to me, it feels like not like a winter sound, you know? So I think my final judgment is going to be first place. 5 more minutes. Second, Millisonics, really amazing work. Thank you so much for submitting again. And third place, I'll do Sonic Spore. So that sums up the Peaceful Winter section. So now let's go through the Dark Winter section. So congrats to you three. Really nice work. Thank you so much for submitting. I feel like under normal circumstances, any one of those would have just won easily. But we had 3 just crazy presets. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. And how are you so good? Yeah, honorable mention to you, Alias. I think you were 4th place for me. There were just so many crazy sounds that it made it really hard for you to decide. Oh, I like this. I like this. Yeah, again, Sonic Spore, you're clearly insane at this. So I really don't have much feedback. Hey, how's it going, Data Broth? Oh, thanks for the shout out. By the way, everyone, if you don't know, Data Broth has a YouTube channel too. He just did a community pack. So make sure to check him out. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you're crazy, Sonic Spore. I don't know what else to say about this. Amazing work. I don't know. The release is so long or something. Why? What's keeping it resonating? I can't tell if my vital's just bugging. Oh, I think my vital is just bugging. Nope. All right, I'm just have to switch the preset. All right, next up we have Nico with Aurora Borealis. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting textures there. So let's take a closer look. Wait, this is it? I was expecting there to be a ton of stuff going on. Wait, what? Is this really the same preset? Yeah, Sonic Explorer is crazy data broth. This does not feel like the same preset to me. Where is all that coming from? Is it like a mod wheel? I mean, this still sounds cool to me, but I have no idea how how it turned into that. Yeah, I like both of them. I like the preset and your demo. I just have no idea how you played your demo to get it to sound like that. Unless you use some other presets or something in there as well. But I do think it's a really cool sound, so thank you so much for submitting, Nico. Next up, you got Stormium. Ooh. Yeah, that's really nice. I think you nailed the icicle part of it. Definitely makes me think of icicles. Yeah, the resonant filter you have going here through the white noise is really cool. Something I would recommend doing though to keep it more consistent, because you notice once you get out of that main range, it starts to get a little off. You can key track it. Maybe not so extreme. You could do something like this. And it can help it, if you tweak it a little bit, it can help it to stay more consistent. But really nice work. Thank you, Stormium, for submitting. Next up, we got Alias Audio once again with Blizzard. Wow, I love your demo, first of all. I want to hear that as an actual track. Let's see what you did here. Wow, it's a sequence. I was so sure you were playing like all the different parts out. This is amazing. Oh, it's not key track though. You have key track off on every oscillator? Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's an amazing patch, but in terms of a preset in a sample pack, you know, I can't see how this being like very useful to anyone that doesn't want to create just this exact loop. But the loop itself is insane. Yeah, so that would be my advice. I think the sound itself is amazing. I love everything about it, except I wish that it was a little bit more customizable. Maybe an option to turn off the sequence, to like turn on the note track maybe. I do like it a lot though, so thank you so much for submitting, Alias. Both of your sounds were incredible. I'm completely new to this scene. I have to say I'm blown away by your presets, guys. I know, right? There's some crazy stuff in here. I have to decide whether I try to start sound design on my own sounds or just crawl back to my cave and cry. Man, that's how I feel right now listening to some of these. So you should definitely give it a try, though. Friction, I'm next. I can tell this to be loud, so I'm just gonna. Ooh. All right, peace, Solitude. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting sound. I would like to see some more macros, some more stuff going on. I think maybe like an upper end to it, some like other oscillators doing something. And also it's very clicky, so maybe a little bit of release and attack could help that. But thanks for submitting, Friction. Next up, we got Woody. Cold Cave. Whoa, this is really cool. Wow. This one is really incredible. So much going on. And I feel like you nailed the theme. Oh, it's a mono patch. Or not mono, well, single voice mono. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I want to say that it's like for sure top 3, but it's hard for me to do that when I know how many crazy people are in this. So amazing work, Woody. I'm definitely gonna be coming back to this one though. So thank you so much for sharing. All right, Fear the Frightened with Cold Storage. Let's give it a listen. Well, that's really interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. I think you nailed the mixing on it. It feels very polished to me. Very unique sound. I haven't heard a lot of stuff like this. It almost sounds like a chord stack. Oh, it is. It is a chord stack. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think your macros are great. I think the modulation is great. And I think your demo was really amazing. So all around, nice work, Fear the Frightened. I'm going to be checking out this one later. Thank you so much for submitting. Next up, we got Telly Wires with Corrupted Organ. Wow. Really, really cool. I want to see what you did for this. That like vinyl noise or that like white noise hiss you have going there really completes the picture for me. I think that's a very nice touch. Just turn the volume a little bit. Yeah, this one is really well done. I really have no complaints about this. I think every part of this feels very polished to me. I think this is another great example of a pad that stays interesting, right? Like I can just hold this down and I don't really get bored like I do with a lot of the other ones. So I think all around an incredible patch. I like it a lot. Next up, we got Lone Samurai. I would if I could, Melisonics. Yeah, I think you definitely have the vibe right. The theme fits perfectly. To me, the sub bass gets a little bit out of hand. Like if you were listening in a subwoofer here, I'm not sure if you have like unison on a sine wave or something. Let me check it out. But it feels very just like up and down all over the place. Maybe having like a dedicated sub oscillator would be the move. Yeah, so we do have some unison on a sine wave here. So it's a really cool sound. I think if you do want to present it like this, playing those really low notes, I would high pass both of these oscillators and then have a separate sub oscillator that's just a plain and simple sine wave like this, right? No unison or anything crazy. Because otherwise you really run into that issue of the low end getting out of phase with itself. And that creates those crazy dips in the fundamental like that. And if you're listening in a car in a subwoofer, it really gets out of hand and makes the balance all out of whack. But I do like the sound in general. So thank you so much for submitting, Lone Samurai. Next up, Andrew Reeds. Yeah, everything about this one feels really good to me. I like the mix. I think whatever kind of EQ stuff you have there, it really works well. It stays interesting. I like the modulations. So playing it as a preset, the first thing I'll say is this release, it makes it feel very hard to use, you know? I like it in the context that you used it for your demo. But it's hard for me to like play, you know, a pattern because the previous chord I'm playing will just like hang on for so long. So all around, I really like the sound. I think there was some more room in the effects here to push it and add a lot more interest. Let's check out some of these macros though. Yeah, I think I would add softer or less intense, the sort of pulsating trance gate you got going. Maybe also something that controls this release, you know? But I do like the sound, and I think you did a great job with it. So thank you so much for submitting, Andrew. Next up, Florixel. Death Mountain. Let's hear it. Yeah, very cool FX patch. I love just like the first like few seconds of it. This is amazing, this ambience you have going. I like that sort of melodic top layer. It's definitely something out of a horror movie. Here it gets just a little bit loud for me. I think maybe having some more filters on the noise. Like the noise just takes the patch over, which I think is part of what you're going for. But I think you could have done it a little bit more subtly, just a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's just a macro. You have a macro link to it, so that's not such a big deal, really. Yeah, really nice work. I think this is an amazing patch. Thank you for submitting, Florixel. All right, Millisonics. Round 2, let's see it. Made another video, so let's check this one out. Chirogenesis. I have not even seen it yet, so I have no idea what to expect. Seriously, can you just make something that's not like insane? The textures are amazing. I love that dripping sound effect you do. Again, I'm guessing this is just one patch and one one track on a live performance. Yeah. I feel like if you show this to anyone, they would think it's like 8 different synths playing. Oh. Thanks again for the kind words, Melisonics. And again, thank you so much for contributing these incredible sounds to the pack. It's very clear that you're incredibly skilled at what you do. So really, thank you. Thank you so much for participating yet again. Let's take a look at the patch. Wow. Even just like hitting the first note here. Oh, you're doing some mod remap stuff, I see. Wow, yeah, this is amazing. I don't know what to say. I have really no feedback on what you could do better here. Again, it feels a little spacey to me, but I feel like that's okay because it's the dark winter section, you know? Yeah, incredible work, Melisonics. Thank you so much again. Next up, we got Linksy with Frozen Wind. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think the subs here get a little bit out of hand for me. I feel like on a subwoofer or a larger car speaker, it'd be very noticeable. I'd like to hear something. You have those like high-end noise things going on, maybe a high-end melodic component mixed in here. The movement is great. It stays interesting. There's a lot going on. I think this is a really solid patch. A little bit of polishing in the low end, maybe like some other like high-end melodic part coming in and out is where I would go with it. But I really enjoyed that. Thank you for submitting, Linksy. Next up, we got Daryl. Yeah, I think for me, this one, the high ends felt a little bit off. A little bit too harsh. I'm guessing you're using the multi-band compressor. And if you're going to use it, to that extent, I think maybe a high-end duck with an EQ, some kind of low shelf. Let's check it out. Oh wait, so you're not even using the compressor. Oh, so you got a comb filter going on here. Oh, oscillator 2 and 3. I'm trying to think where my complaint is coming from. Altogether, the high end just feels really overwhelming to me, and you are cutting it out. Yeah, it's a cool patch. I think it's just a lot of stuff clustered around one area, right? Like this is 0, this is 0. I guess they are. I don't really know what I would change about it. It just doesn't feel quite right to me. The high end especially. But I do think it'll be cool in the pack, so thank you for submitting, Daryl. I loved your other one as well. 2 all-around very solid presets, so really appreciate it. Next up, we got Potato Girl, Glacier Impact. Wow. That is really cool. Really impressive that you made that just with Vital. I like the part after the initial impact, that cool little like stereo back and forth high end thing. I think the EQ is great. The sub is very prominent, but with an impact, you know, that's what you expect. Oh, is it from the flanger? Yeah, I think it's a very usable sound, so amazing work. Thank you for submitting. Next up, we got Zach Z, Ice Echo. Oh, all right, let's check this one out. Oh, cool little bell. I do hear an LFO. What is, do you have some? All right, so first of all, my advice is not to leave the transpose at 10 because, you know, that's 2 semitones down from C. So anytime someone tries to load this in and use it as a preset, it's just going to be add a key to start unless you pitch it up manually 2 semitones, which is just very unnatural. So I would leave it at a multiple of 12 because that's an octave. So if I throw this one in the pack, I'm probably just going to bump it up to like that. I do think the ambience you have going is very nice. I like the chorus and delay a lot. Ultimately, for what it is, I think it is a very usable sound. So thank you, sir, for submitting, Zach Z. I appreciate it. Next up, we got ePixel with the Ice Refinery. Wow. Is this all in Vital? Yeah, so the demo is really cool, and it's clear that you know what you're doing when producing, but just make sure that the demo is like part of the preset, you know, because you're using some external drum sounds there. And I think the patch itself is great. Very cool effect kind of thing. My advice would be maybe add some sort of like bandpass filter coming after this. I don't know, just something like that, or something to give it some movement, maybe a phaser, a flanger. I do think this would be a great sound in like a psytrance kind of genre thing. Same patch, yeah, it has to be the same patch. I do really like it though, ultimately. So thank you so much for submitting ePixel. I really appreciate it. Next up here, Lisa with Ice Cave. Yeah, so I really want to take a look at this patch. I think it has some really cool elements to it. I like this beginning section a lot. I think over here, it became just like a little overwhelming for me. But let's take a closer look. You did a very good job balancing the oscillators. Like, each one is doing its own thing and they don't really interfere with each other too much. They work well together. I like that top one, the little strum down. Just called Don't. I'm doing it. Yeah, really cool. I think, yeah, and at times in the demo it felt like too much, but playing around the patch itself, I do like it. I think the modulations are really great. And I can tell it's meant to be more of an effects type of thing rather than its own melodic component, you know? So for what it is, I think you did a great job. Thank you so much for submitting, Lisa. Both of your patches were really great. I appreciate it. Next up, Math Maniac. Wow, that's like a war horn or something. That's a huge sound. I love the release section of it. Especially on these lower notes. The reverb sounds really nice. Wait, is there no reverb right now? Oh no, it's on. It's like a wall of sound. Yeah, I think yeah, for what it is, you did a great job with this. Maybe try to control the subs a little bit. I know it's meant to be a very sub-heavy sound, but it still feels a little bit overwhelming to me. All around, I think you utilized the effects very well. There was some room here to maybe add a couple like oscillators doing some interesting thing in the high ends. I don't know. Could have worked. But I really enjoyed it. Thank you for submitting the Math Maniac. Both of your sounds are incredible. Jenna with phagocytosis. like the timbre a lot, but I think for me, the way you presented it in your demo, it gets really cluttered in the low mids. I'd like to hear like some more like parts in like the high range and the low range, like sort of working together, you know? Let's check out the patch for it. There are some interesting modulations going on. I think some like a little bit more ear candy or something, maybe like a sine wave doing some cool little like pitch up and down kind of thing. I think utilizing some EQ, maybe cutting out some of like the really low sub, maybe a little bit of a mid cut. At least personally, that's what I would do with it. Overall, I think it's a really solid sound, so thank you for submitting, Jenna. Next up, we got Kosi Umba. Sorry, I know I said that wrong. Yeah, so it was supposed to be all in Vital, but I did ultimately really like the sound behind the drums, and I think the way you produced it with the drums was really nice, but for the sake of the contest in the future, please just make it only the preset playing. It is a really cool sound though. Really good work on this macro here. I like the change a lot. Yeah, I think there was some more room to play around with maybe like a noise oscillator here. I think it sounded really cool, like doing some sort of, you know, wind type of thing. I would have tried to fit the chorus in maybe. I think you did a great job with this though. Yeah, I like it. Thank you for submitting, Kosiyumba. Really appreciate it. Next up, Neko with Rise. Yeah, fun little riser there. It's always good to have some FX patches in these packs. I think you did the whole melodic section of it really great. Oh, you're doing a Shepard tone, so I could just hold this down forever, right? I guess the LFO will slow down eventually. Yeah, like I think it would have been really cool to add like a noise oscillator going here or something, maybe something rhythmic, like some sort of like drum kind of thing. But I really like it. I really like it as a patch. So thank you for submitting, Neko. Next up, Bird Tattoo with Frostbite Demo. Yeah, so another really neat sequence patch. I think it's clear you know what you're doing, but for me, I think I like the separate elements individually you have going on here, but I would almost rather have them as their own preset, you know? It feels hard to use something like this in the context of like a song, you know? Let's check it out though. Oh, it sounds weird at the lower tempo. I like that one sine layer you have going. Not that one. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think I like the parts of it, but altogether it doesn't really do it for me personally. I think individually, I would love to see these all as their own separate preset, you know? So really great work, Flamefloor. Both of yours were very skillful patches. And I'd love to hear what you do for the next contest. So thank you so much for submitting. Next up, we got Calm Pandemic, A Long Walk Home in the Cold. Yeah, I think definitely feels like a scary type of patch. Feels well balanced to me. The way you have the release setup so short, it makes it hard to add new notes, you know, because it resets the cycle. Right? Because I try to play a new note and it just goes quiet for a second. So that's something to keep in mind, maybe a bit longer release. Some really cool ambience effects going on. Definitely stays interesting. I think there was some more space to play around with a few more effects here. But a really cool FX patch. Thank you for submitting Calm Pandemic. Next up, we got Skij. The ambience on this one is crazy. The way you use the reverb with whatever that like sort of spooky sine wave. I really love that. Oh, it's getting FM'd by this. Wow, that's a really unique way to go about it. And then you're modulating the unison. Yeah, this one is really creative. I never would have thought of going about it in this way, but it turned out really well. We're gonna have a lot of really cool like FX ambience type of patches in this dark pack. So thank you for submitting, Skij. I loved your other one as well. I really appreciate it. Next up, we got Coil Over Cat. Wow, this one's intense. My favorite part of this is this really fast LFO you have going. I think that adds a really nice texture to it. But overall, as a sound, I would like to hear it doing some like more like slower changes, you know? Like having a few LFOs in here, maybe doing some slow modulations on this formant or this filter, or adding a few effects in here, like a filter, phaser. I think it could really help to give it some more movement because, you know, at first it's really interesting, but then it doesn't really go anywhere. So I think maybe, yeah, just playing around with it, some slower changes going on would really help this one. So thank you so much for submitting, Coilover Cat. Really appreciate it. Next up, complexity. We're coming to the end here. It's been a long stream. We had like 70 entries, I think. Sorry, as much as I want to listen to this whole thing, it's been going on for a long time, so I might have to skip through it a little bit. I really like that little noise sweeping effect you have going. The sub does feel a little bit out of hand. You know, I get that it's supposed to be a sub-dominant kind of patch. That's cool. I like that part of it. Let's check out the patch for it. Yeah, a lot of entries, that's a good thing. I know, right? Just in the submissions alone for the contest part, we have like 70. And then plus all the other presets people threw in there, it's probably going to be well over 100, 150. It almost feels a little too like washy for me. I think it's good to have parts of the sound feel like that, but I'd like to have like some like parts, you know, like really like poke through. It all just sort of feels like a little bit muddy. Yeah, especially when you're using a sub like this. I think this is why I was bothered by it a little bit at first. I would really recommend taking the sub out of the reverb. Because that stereo sine wave sub thing, it gets kind of wonky. But all around, I think this was a really interesting patch. Lots of cool stuff going on. The ambience is definitely there. So thank you so much for submitting complexity. Next up, we got Zlox. Yeah, the high end you have going there is cool for a little bit, but it definitely starts to feel overbearing when it's constantly there throughout the entire sound. So I think maybe some sort of, you know, slow modulation that controls that high end, has it like coming in and out. I think it would help for me this to feel a little bit more unified and usable. Or a couple macros maybe. In general, I do like the sound a lot. You can totally hear this being used in a lot of different situations. And one more tip for the EQ is so you just hit this button. You can get a low cut instead of having to low shelf it like that. But thank you for submitting Zlox. Both of your patches were great. I really appreciate the work you put into this pack. Next up, RK. Winter Bells. Yeah, so the first thing I'll say is to get the attack and release sorted out because it does create those clicks. And when you try to add something like a reverb on top of that, you're going to start to get this like weird noise thing going on. I'm not really experiencing it, just playing around with the patch, but in the demo I could definitely hear it a little bit. Yeah, it actually sounds pretty good here. I'm not hearing a lot of clicks. Yeah, I think this is very usable. It's a cool little bell kind of thing. On the simple side, but there's nothing wrong with that. So thank you so much for submitting. Oh, let me get rid of that. Here, let me make you mod Melisonic so you can help out if you see anything like that pop up. All right, so that does it for listening through all of these. There are a few that stood out to me that I want to go back over again and take a look at. They were Elias, Woody, Fear the Frightened, Telewires, Florixel, and Melisonics. Those are my favorite. So let's check those out one more time, and then we'll decide our top 3. So first up was Elias's preset. Yeah, I love this sound. I really wish it was just not like only able to play, that one melody. I'd love to use it as like in different contexts, You did mention that there were some macros I missed the first time around, so let me check these out. Oh yeah, so you do have a little bit of control over it. You know what, Elias, something you could do here is use the notes per octave control, right? Put this on this and then have it set up so when you hit the key on your keyboard, it will automatically key track it to the specific note you're playing, right? It would definitely take some experimenting around with the mod remap to get it working perfectly, but I could totally see that working for a sound like this. That part is so cool, the little like Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Elias, for submitting. Let's check out Woody's. I think this one is overall just really well done. The way the different oscillators work together It does feel a little bit like there's too much reverb. Maybe adding this to a macro somewhere. Oh, it kind of gets, yeah, I see why. I do like this one a lot. Great job, Woody. All right, the next one I want to check out is Telewires. Yeah, I think my favorite part about this one is your chords. You did a great job arranging this and showing off your preset. To me, it just doesn't feel that dark, though. It doesn't really make me think like Dark Winter. It's almost like a lo-fi kind of sound, which I love lo-fi, but I might put this one in the peaceful winter pack, honestly. But overall, a really solid, well-made sound. I have pretty much no criticism in terms of the sound itself. The white noise to me does start to feel a little bit like hissy. Maybe a little bit of modulation on the noise itself, like a filter that's only having the noise routed into it to cut out some of the high end at some places. But that's about all I have for this one. Great job, Telewires. And then Florixel. If I can find it. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, it definitely gets too loud for me there. But in terms of the preset itself, I think you did a great job with this. It's a very nice effect sound. The ambience for this section is great. Overall, really well done. Definitely a horror movie type of thing. And then Melisonics, of course. Let's take one more look at that, but yeah, I think this one wins for me here. It's just too crazy. Yeah, so for me in this, I think the second part, I'm gonna be going. Oops, that was for the old part of the contest. I gotta adjust this. So I think third place for me would be Elias. Second place, I really liked Woody's sound. And first place has to be Melisonics here. So congratulations, everyone. This pack is going to be insane. I can already tell there's so many sounds for it that just blow my mind. So really appreciate to everyone that submitted. Some absolutely insane stuff here. And I'll make sure to do an announcement in the Discord pretty soon, announcing the winners. And I'll start working on the pack artwork and compiling everything, getting that set up, the demo video. Shout out to everyone that submitted yet again. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. It's been a long stream today. I